but I'm going to start off with a joke. The title is, Why Did Moshe Break the Tablets? And I once posed this question, and there was a doctor in the audience, and this is what his answer. Why did Moshe break the tablets? I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here.
Yeah. Half a dose. Yes, reducing
Right.
the dose. Right.
Yeah. So that's by way of a little humor.
Us old people get it. The young guys, I think, miss it, but I got it, Shira, right?
You got it. Okay.
That's good.
Now, just to warm up, let's look at the breaking of the tablets in art. Oh, first of all, I'm going to show you some pictures of artwork on the breaking of the tablets, and you tell me if according to this artist, Moshe broke the tablets in anger, or because of a loss of self-control, or in disgust, or to get Bnei Yisrael off the hook, or to throw his lot in with them, or for educational reasons. And if so, what did he want to teach them? So the first one is this. You know who this is? I mean, who did this?
You didn't share yet.
I didn't see it.
Oh, I see. How do I get out of this now? Oh.
Now we see the PowerPoint. Yeah.
Okay. Now, we know why he broke the tablets. Now, so these are the possible reasons. And the commentators, you can find about 20 different commentators, and some of them, they're divided among these, their comments could fall into these different categories. But let's see what you think. Now, in this sculpture, has anyone seen it in person? I haven't.
Yes, we have.
You've seen it in Rome?
Yes.
You look, this is Michelangelo.
Yeah, it's the beams of light that were translated.
The mistranslation. Yes, the mistranslation.
Right. Karan or Pranav, from Karen, he translated Karen instead of as light rays as
Horns.
as horns. Because Karen also means horn, like a shofar horn. Yes, Karen. But according to Freud has an essay about this. He claims that Moshe was facing forward and suddenly turned because he heard this noise, and his beard got stuck in his fingers as he turned his head. You notice that? And he was and these were heavy tablets. By the way, the tablets, what shape are they according to Michelangelo?
Rectangular.
Yeah, rectangular, right. There's a debate among the Chachamim if they were rectangular or had that curvature on the top. But his beard got caught in his fingers, and you see his muscles. Look at the fine work on the muscles. It shows how strong he had to be to hold the tablets. And look at his feet. According to Freud, he was just about to get up, and he's controlling his fury. He hears, and then he looks, turns his head, beard got stuck in his fingers, and he's about to get up and throw the tablets. So I don't know how you would classify this in those different emotions that we mentioned before. Let's look at another one. Now, do you know who this is? This is Rembrandt. And if you look, he must have had some Jews helping him, because look, that the Hebrew, this is the second tablet here, Lo Tirtzach, Lo Tinaf, Lo Tignov. So Rembrandt must have had someone helping him. But
well, he knew Jews. He knew Jews. He interacted.
Right. Yes. He painted Jews. He painted rabbis. Yeah, right. So is this anger? Is this disgust? Is this educational? He's trying to do something educational as he's breaking them. Is it a slip from his hands? How would you clarify this emotion? I mean, there's no right or wrong answer. To me, it looks sort of disappointed and sad.
Hmm.
I
But
don't
it
know.
seems purposeful, not accidental.
Uh-huh.
He knows what he's doing. Yeah.
He didn't just lose it. Uh-huh. This is Doré.
This is anger. Looks to me.
Yeah. Question if it's controlled or spontaneous.
Well, with the lightning in back, it looks like Hashem's involved. I don't know.
Right. And at the end, we're going to see a movie where there's a lot of lightning, which is not in the Torah. It's not, but right, this looks very angry. This is an engraving I found from 1883 in a book. Looks also pretty purposeful.
Deliberate.
Disgust. He looks like he's disgusted with what he sees.
Could be, yeah. Right, the people are there. I don't know if you can see in the
See the
background.
people dancing. You
Ah,
see
there
them.
it is, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
down
singing.
there. At the bottom of the
there's the
mountain.
calf.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Right. So, and did anybody see this film in 1995, I think?
Oh, yes.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's on every year on TV.
Right.
Oh, yeah?
That's right. It keeps, oh, yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah.
I think I saw this film in 1955 or something, no?
It's
I think
been
this was a
around.
remake.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been around a long time.
I think 60, yeah. Okay, Charlton Heston.
Yes.
Right,
So,
exactly.
now I just watched the scenes again, and I see that he took verses from all over the Tanakh and stuck them in a different sequence. It's kind of interesting. But the verses we're going to focus on are these, especially the verse 19 in chapter in our parsha. Where is this? Could someone just read this in English?
Okay, I'll read it. Now
Okay.
it came to pass when he drew closer to the camp and saw the calf and the dances, that Moshe's anger was kindled, and he flung the tablets from his hands, shattering them at the foot of the mountain.
So the midrash that says that they just got suddenly too heavy for him, that doesn't really match what is described here. And it does say that he was angry, but I don't know if you've ever seen someone who's angry, like say, especially angry at children, at your own children, and then the phone rings and, oh, hi, Shoshana, oh, it's so nice to talk to you. And then goes back to yelling at the kids. I mean, that's like controlled anger. You've ever seen that? So I don't know if this is controlled anger or out of control. Let's see what evidence we can get. That's what now in Hebrew, you see it's by the way, he first heard, if you saw beforehand, he heard, I'm not sure how to go backwards. No, okay. Wait, how do I go backwards? Yeah, but before this, it said that he heard, and then when he got closer and he saw the calf, his anger was kindled.
I think
He
it's
heard
that
about it.
Joshua said there was anger, and he said, no, it was blasphemy.
Blasphemy, right.
Not rebellion, but blasphemy.
Yeah. There's but here we see that he waited. The last straw was when he saw it. It's one thing to hear something, but when you see it with your own eyes, There's a phrase in Hebrew, probably similar in English. Yes, you say seeing is believing. And no domeh re'iyah l'shmi'ah. It's one thing to hear about something bad, but to see it with your own eyes. And that's when he shattered him at the foot of the mountain. He already heard up higher on the mountain. He heard what was going on. But when he saw it, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. So now, let's look at some perushim, some commentaries, and see how we would categorize them. Nechama would always ask, what is the main difference between commentator A and commentator B? So let's see if we can look at some. Now Ramban says that when I saw you dancing in front of the calf, I could not control myself and broke the tablets. Shmot Rabbah says when he saw there was no future hope for Israel, he threw his lot in with theirs and broke the tablets, saying to Hashem, they have sinned, but so have I, because I broke the tablets. So how would you categorize, what is the difference between these two?
The first one is spontaneous, loss of control, that's spontaneous. The second one, Shmot Rabbah, is purposeful, although I think it's far-fetched, but it still is purposeful. There's like a whole plan here. You know, I'm going to show that I have sinned too, so now you can't just get rid of them because then you have to get rid of me. But at least there's a plan here, strategy.
To me, the second one, there's an implication that he cares more and loves more the people than he does Hashem. That, okay, you know, if the people are going to leave Hashem, I'm going to leave also with them.
Right.
Which I don't like that interpretation, but that's what that implies.
No, he's throwing his lot in with them.
I think Freud would accept the second one as being.
So first of all, one is not on purpose. The other one, the second one, is purposeful.
Yeah, but isn't there somewhere where Moshe says if you're going to punish them, then if you're going to wipe them out, then take me out too? Isn't that? I mean, this is that same sentiment that he expressed about standing with the Jewish people, right?
Right. Yes. Wipe me out of your book. That's a very similar idea. And by the way, this is not a quote. This is what the Midrash is saying.
Right.
But the other one, what you're referring to, is definitely a quote. Wipe me out of your book if you're going to.
Well, that's probably where they got this idea from, I would think, as it's the same sentiment that where Moshe, you know, where he said that, you know.
That's a good point. It's referencing, in other words, it's referencing the actual words of Moshe. Let's look at another one. We have in the Talmud, someone who loses his temper is like a person who worships idols. And Be'er Yitzchak says, it's forbidden to break even the smallest vessel, much more so an object as sacred as the tablets. So would you say this is a condemnation of what Moshe did, or praise for what he did?
Condemnation.
Condemnation.
In other words, it's saying that he did it in anger, he lost control, and a great person such as Moshe shouldn't lose control. Could find support in the text because he did get angry.
I don't know, when you know, he's human. I mean, he's a human being, you know. All humans, at least all the ones I know, lose their temper at times. And I realize it's not considered religious to lose your temper either, but we do that.
And it's kind of like parenting, you know, you set out to be this great parent who always understands your child. You sit down, you put your arm around them. I hear that you're angry. Let's talk. And then one day you just say, that's enough. Just, you know, so very similar.
Yeah, that could be that he just, he had it with him.
And he's tired. It's been 40 days. And he's emotionally spent. I mean, you know.
And they're heavy, yeah. It's
Yeah,
heavy.
and Moshe loses his temper when he strikes the rock with the staff also, which
Good
he's
point.
severely punished.
Yeah. Although here he wasn't. We'll get to this at the end. What evidence do we have if God approved or didn't?
Hashem authorized the second set of tablets.
Right. But the question is, did he think it was right? In other words, if he thought it was wrong, he wouldn't make another set.
I would think so.
He had Moshe write the second set. Hashem, the first set was written by God. That was even
Right, the second, but he authorized it.
right. He said, write another. Well, you could say, now you're going to have to do it again, but this time you do it. Could be
Interesting.
It's harder to
Yeah.
break something that you created with your own hands. It's harder, you know. You think
that's a
twice
good
before
point.
you break something that you labored on.
I did think of that point. You're right. Yeah, now let me see you go and break this that you worked so hard on. This is a very interesting midrash. A king, and I think Rashi cites it also. A king sent his steward, his helper, to betroth a woman for the king. You can do that, and it's been done even a lot during the Shoah. In order to get women out of Europe, someone would betroth her, and then that way she would be able to get out. I know someone who got to New Jersey that way. Then but it wasn't in any case, you can betroth someone a long distance in Jewish law through a
What did I do? Oh, you have to unmute yourself, Mother. There were noises and I muted everybody. You have to unmute yourself. Anybody wants, Mother, do you hear me? How do you unmute?
there. Okay,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'll go back to share. Okay. We did that one. Okay, we're back to this one. The steward sent, and the steward got to the woman, and he's about to give her the ketubah, and he sees that she's with another man. So what does he do? He tears up the ketubah in order that she now will not be a married woman, and therefore she wouldn't be subject to a very severe penalty of adultery. So here the steward is trying to help the woman, getting her off the hook. So according to this midrash, Moshe broke the tablets, and therefore the Israelites are not obligated by the Torah, and therefore it's not so terrible that they made an idol. Do you see the logic here, the analogy?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
It's a very dramatic.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So this is, again, anger or pro-Israelites or.
Well, this is pro-Israelite. It's so they wouldn't be punished.
Right. Yeah. It's
This is clever. This is like a clever strategy to.
This is like a good defense lawyer.
Yeah.
right. In other words, it's different from the other one where he tried to help them by throwing his lot in with them. Here, is just tearing it up and now telling the king, sorry, she's not married to you. She's okay. She can go marry somebody else. Now this is interesting. This is Hanatziv. He lived, I think, into the early part of the previous century, and he writes, Moshe, with deep psychological insight, waited in order to do it, to break it, when it would make the greatest impact on them, shocking them so they would not have the heart to resist his harsh corrective measures. He broke a unique treasure before their eyes. It's very important, before their eyes. So this, what category would you put this in? It's shock treatment.
Shock, yeah, manipulation. He shocked them, yes.
In
Yeah.
educational.
Teaching.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the ultimate goal was then to educate them. Then he's got to, like slap in the face. And now he's going to try to educate them in some way.
But how much do the Jewish people treasure what he's bringing down? I mean,
But-
what do they know about it?
That's my point. What do they know? He's up there for 40 days. They don't know what's going on. They don't even know that the tablets exist.
Or what they
Yeah.
are either?
Well, actually, that leads into this commentary. Meshech Chochmah, he's also called the Or Sameach. And this is the one that speaks to me, and I think is relevant today. By the way, this shiur was the last that Nechama gave. I used to go to her every Thursday night. I was living in Beersheba, and I would go on Thursday nights to her shiur. And this was the last one she gave, and then she passed away. So it was Kitisa. It was now, and then she passed away a few weeks later, in Nisan. And she went through these, and I think this one she also favored. The first tablets were the work of Hashem. They were broken, demonstrating that no holiness resides. I think I have a mistake here. In a creation other than that, when Israel observes the Torah. In other words, it's not the physical tablets. It's keeping the 10 Commandments. It's not the physical. And that who just a minute ago said that they disappeared and they didn't know. Moshe disappeared and they didn't know what's going on. That was their mistake. They thought that Moshe is the holy, and by breaking the tablets, he's trying to say no person and no physical object, not even these tablets written by God, is holy if you're not going to be keeping the laws, observing the Torah mitzvot. It's even borders on a little bit idol worship, that you're worshiping the tablets and not the meaning of the tablets. That they should observe the Torah in accordance with the will of the Creator. And then the Meshech Chochmah, he ends, and this is how I'm going to end now, with a phrase. Did you ever hear the phrase Yasher Koach?
Sure.
Of course.
Every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So it's a very old phrase, and you'll find it even in Rashi. If you look at the very, very, very last Rashi on the Torah, he uses the phrase Yasher Koach, and he tries to prove Rashi, and the Meshech Chochmah quotes Rashi also. According to Rashi, Hashem said to Moshe, you know what? You broke the tablets, Yasher Koach. And why? Because first of all, we know that he broke the tablets before your eyes, before the eyes of the Bnei Israel. We know that because when this whole episode is summarized in the book of Dvarim, it says it was done before the eyes of Bnei Israel. And then also in Dvarim it says, I will write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets, which you broke, and you shall put them in the ark. He didn't have to say, God didn't have to say, or they didn't have to say which you broke. I'll write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets, and you shall put them in the ark. He's emphasizing which you broke, and in Hebrew that's Asher Shibarta. Can you see that in the yellow highlight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asher
Yes.
Shibarta.
Yes.
So Rashi says Asher Shibarta. That's similar to Yasher, Yashir, like Yasher Koach. So at the very last, this is the last verses of the whole Torah. And there was no other prophet who rose in Israel like Moshe, whom the Lord knew face to face, as manifested by all the strong hand. So what was this great thing that he did before the eyes of all Israel? It doesn't say here. At the end of the Torah, it says Moshe is the greatest because, and he did something really great with a strong hand before the eyes of Israel. It's great. Well, what was that thing that he did? So back at Shmotzim, we had that word Asher Shibarta, tablets that you broke. So that hints that God is saying, Yishar Kochacha Shibarta, Yasher Koach, Moshe, that you broke the tablets. So, according to these commentators, it was something good that he did, either educational or to show them that there's no holiness in the physical tablets themselves if you're not going to keep them. So next time you hear someone say Yasher Koach, you'll know that that comes from, or that was used by Rashi also, and he said Yasher Koach Moshe. And now we're going to end with the scene from Charlton Heston. Shemai, can you put that on?
Yeah.
After it, at your leisure, you could go back and watch the whole scene.
Where is it? 1 second.
You tell me if this is anger, educational, Yasher Koach, how this film is presenting it.
When you upgrade your handgun with tactical options like lights, lasers, and optics,
and evil, those who will not live by the law shall die by the law.
And the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and to prove whether they would keep his commandments or no, he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was consumed.
Oh, that's stitching
But
together different parts of the Torah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that in Hollywood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the 40 years was the sin of the spies. It wasn't the golden calf. But that's okay. For a movie, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So if you have any questions, comments, or disagreements, or
A great lesson. Okay. Thank you.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Great
so,
lesson.
all right. So
Yeah, thank you.
all right. I guess we used up all our time. It's 1:30. I mean, for me, it's 1:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
For you, Yasher Koach. Yasher Koach.
No, it's said differently for a woman only, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, and I don't know the grammar, so but she gets the idea.
Yeah.
Yasher Koach.
Yeah. What is it for a woman?
Kochech.
Kochacha.
Kochech.
Kocha.
Yeah.
And for men, Kochacha.
Yeah.
Yasher Kochacha.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right.
Molly.